Peace, love, and Black Power family. Get This Wisdom Live is officially back after a brief hiatus. I'm excited to be with you all tonight. I'm excited for our topic on tonight's show, and I'm excited to have my sister on with us, the creator of the illustrious Black Economic Exchange Group. She does so much for our people and the empowerment of Black businesses and economics amongst the community. She supports everyone, and I'm just so honored to have a one-on-one connection with this sister, and just I'm able to call her and say, come on to the show. She's very busy, so I'm grateful for her. We have Crystal Rice on with us tonight.
Indeed.
Peace, love, and Black Power, sister. Do you mind giving a brief introduction of yourself, and then we'll go right in tonight's topic of the show.
Absolutely. Peace and love, family. My name is Crystal. I'm the creator of the Black Economic Exchange Group. I am on Instagram as well as Facebook. And what I do basically is I support and promote Black-owned businesses online and throughout the country. So if you are a Black-owned business owner, holla at your girl. I also do social network management, and I do promote businesses through that way. And I also am a co-host along with my queen on Sisters Have Our Say, which is going to be twice a month on Facebook Live, and we discuss different issues just like Business with the magazine.
Mm, Thank you. This is a powerful sister right here. I've seen her in action firsthand, and she definitely get the job done. So tonight we're going to be speaking upon a very controversial topic, a very controversial individual. Now, I normally don't do current events, but I'm thinking it's time we go in a little bit on this brother Colin Kaepernick. Now, for the last year or two, maybe he's been going against the grain with his public stance against, the national anthem at certain football games. I think he started doing it at all of them. He would take a knee and, and make it public knowledge that he's totally against the anthem. And it got so much publicity across the country to the point where, you have other football players now following suit, people speaking out against this brother, him not getting contracts with NFL teams. It's been a lot of talk around this brother, and I felt that it was necessary to do a show, just upon him, and if he's genuine or not within his movement per se. Now, me personally, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back for a minute because I try to keep things guest centered, and I would like for Crystal to speak upon her thoughts on Colin Kaepernick, his stance against the national anthem, how it has picked up so much attention across the country and through the media, and if you feel that he's truly genuine with what he is doing for our people.
I don't like on the sense of it because it was two brothers in 1968 that stood in the 68 Olympics and rose their fists, and they lost everything, just for simply protesting on what was going on in the Olympics. Now, it's not on people down to do that, and they got a lot of relatives, a lot of family members over something simple as raising their fist. Now we fast forward to Colin Kaepernick. Now, I like the idea of what he's doing, but it's like that to me. It's like, okay, when he was standing alone, y'all couldn't stand him, blah blah blah, and maybe on the other end of that, you got to look if that is a media movement. Was it a good time because all the stuff that's going on, or did he feel that way? Did he have anybody that died well, he personally racial profile because I know nothing because I know I mean, that has nothing to do with it. He's a mixed child, from both races. So I don't know if he experienced what many of our brothers do today. So I'm kind of a little on the fence, on a wait and see kind of thing. I don't think he's lost. I'm not going to judge him and say he hasn't lost enough, for speaking up because he can't get a contract. But it's like now that, when the good old president come on out, y'all president, he ain't mad. But y'all president come out and say that you need to fire people, then everybody want to now take a knee, which none of us should be taking no knee for nobody. We don't our knees enough. So I'm kind of on the fence of it. Because it's like everybody want to get on the bandwagon, take videos, but if we don't need looking stupid, I think that's first of all, I think it's stupid. We got that. But then you want to follow somebody else. From when our people, we always got to have a leader. We can't unite, we can't stand together to do something. And then when we have a leader, we talk about the leader. So I'm kind of on the fence, and I'm still trying to see how it's going to unfold. I'm going to start maybe trying to, after he did the thing to get a contract, maybe start his own thing, start an NFL, which I thought people did 20 years ago, whenever they did $1 million contract, start your own league, because black folks are the league. They cannot move without us. You understand? People don't understand the power in that. It is 80%. The NFL is 80% black. We can start our own. Why are you afraid? And even if you are in contract, use your money until your contract run out and start your own thing. We don't want to do that. So I'm kind of on the fence with him on that. I'm trying to see if I can see more, and maybe you can point that out to me about him, because I was in the beginning like, okay, but I was like, well, you know how I get this. I be like, just like the DC thing. Y'all wait till a celebrity got to say something for somebody to say something. But when somebody, when these other people did it back in the day, nobody to this day, and they never really got there just for standing up in the Olympics, the race. And that we only good when we win a gold medal. Then after that, we back to being a Knicks. So I'm kind of on the fence on that, because I don't know. I think it may have been a promotional thing as I look at it. I don't know. Can you enlighten me, clear?
Firstly, thank you to our viewers that are tuning in with us tonight. I do always provide a disclaimer, because I'm always with my children, so you may hear them from time to time and a little noise in the background. I do apologize for that, but you already know what it is. So, with Colin Kaepernick, I am very much against the brother, and this is why. And it's not because I'm jealous of him or anything like that. He can really cry me a river. I never knew who he was until all this jazz started getting spoke of about him taking a knee during the national anthem. Now, we have to look at the last few years of consciousness and how things have definitely become commercial across the board. You see so many different quote unquote celebrities doing certain things to cash in on the uprising of consciousness, because we are in a time where the veil has been pulled off of our faces. So when certain things are happening, a lot of us already knew what was going on, but now that the general public is aware of it, it's a big issue. But we've been speaking about this for a long time now, and now you got certain celebrities altering their message to include that of racism and things that are happening in the black community that are injustices. So when I speak upon these quote unquote celebrities, it's just not Colin Kaepernick. You got to look at Jay-Z with his drop of the 444 album. You got to look at Beyonce when she did into the whole Formation video, and then she turns right around and she's with Hillary Clinton and some other jigaboos that are against our community. And you have to really pay attention to these people, not what they say, but how they move. And Colin Kaepernick, he was not doing any of this before this time period. took place within our community, and the veil being taken off from our eyes. So the general public is now, yeah, okay, Black Power, throw up the fist. And people like Colin Kaepernick are using this as an opportunity to cash in. Now you say that that could be kind of hypocritical because he did not get an NFL contract. But look at this. This brother, if I even want to call him that, has received so many endorsements since he started this whole I'm against the national anthem movement of his. And I'm not mad that he's actually started that, because some people who needed to be brought into a center of awareness when it comes to blatant racism, he's helping to do that. But he's also using this as an advancement in his career. Now, he might not get an NFL contract, or he possibly will get one for 2008, depending on who is the owner of the team and whether they're white or what have you, because we have a lot of white racist NFL owners across the National Football League. But there are many talks. I just saw something yesterday, I believe it was, on social media, when the rapper Jim Jones has just now bought into a smaller franchise, but he's definitely extending an invitation to Colin Kaepernick. It's arena football, matter of fact, to come on and sign on, and they're going to give him a fat, juicy contract. So he's definitely getting some benefits financially out of his stance against something that is definitely detrimental and negative to our community, to our ancestors, to our babies, and so many generations to come. Now, if he's not getting any financial gain from what he's doing, then I'll be a little bit more, you're on the sincere side, brother. But you're also a part of furthering the agenda against our people, because when we take a deeper look into him, who do we see? We see a light-skinned brother with an afro, right? Now, now look at that and imagine if it was a darker-skinned individual with an afro. Do you see what's going on right now? They go get the light-skinned person of all the lightest people to put in the public's face to provide a sort of pacification. So it's a furthering of an agenda against the Black family structure. You got to understand, they wouldn't even let somebody that was a darker toned individual. And I'm not trying to make this discussion about colorism, but we have to face the facts. The only time Black people get glorified is when they're what?
White.
Damn near white. Darn near white with good hair. You don't see the darker brothers and sisters out there, they got the real pretty kinky hair doing their thing. They get turned into animals and criminals. Whereas you got the little light-skinned brothers and sisters, no disrespect, I love y'all. You know, I got a lot of light-skinned people in my family. I don't even teach that to my children. They don't know nothing about light skin or dark skin. All they know is shades of melanin. So, but you got the light-skinned brothers and sisters who get all the spotlight. And that's what the agenda against natural beauty comes into play. It's an attack on so many different levels. You have to understand, when the media is involved, they only going to show you what they want you to see. The media corporations are owned by 6 different families. You got the Rothschilds, you got the Bilderbergs, and a couple of others that they own all of the media that you see. So if you have the Rothschilds, who are documented racists and documented devils against the community of Africans in America, you can only see that they are only going to push forward what they want you to see. They're only going to release to the public something they can get paid off of. This makes me look at the show Blackish on ABC. And it shocked me, Queen. It shocked me for so many different reasons. I don't really watch TV as it is, but I've been seeing this show Blackish for a couple years now, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really interested. Something that's Blackish, I don't care about it. So one morning I'm just up, I'm taking a break from doing some work and everything, and I said, let me check it out. And I just happened to scroll to an episode where they were talking about Juneteenth, family. First off, Juneteenth has never been discussed in public school. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Nope.
Never. I didn't hear about Juneteenth until I left school. So for ABC, a national network, to be airing something that is a significance of Juneteenth, they're capitalizing off of our history and our pain once again. So you have to understand how people like Colin Kaepernick, who's a quote unquote celebrity who has millions of dollars, who is using this to further his own career and agenda. Right now, racism is the hottest thing in the country. It's the hottest topic in the country. With the president that we have, and Trump's public stance. First off, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I do support his brutal honesty. I'd rather have an honest enemy than somebody who's smiling in my face and pretending to like me while they got their butcher knife behind their back. So I respect Trump for his brutal honesty. But with that climate, with that racist climate, that white supremacist climate, now all across the country, white supremacists are coming from out the woodworks. We knew they were there. We knew they never went anywhere. But the public, the masses thought that racism was over with because we had a Black president who was also the lightest of the light niggas. You understand how this all goes hand in hand, family? Yeah. Did you want to add on, Queen?
I mean, yeah, that, I mean, I do think down south in the school come to find out that why they stopped it. I didn't know. My dad said they thought it was a celebration. It has stopped. So I don't know what. I would think that if he was really sincere, and in this movement that everybody's pimping. They pimping racism. They pimping this consciousness. You got the Rick Ross now talking about buying the fly. You know, all this, and everybody want to be conscious in their music, but we've been demanding that for a while. You know, so everybody has a segment where there's celebrities coming out now. They want to speak about racism or what have you. And it's something that it's been going on for years. But now that they see how much, especially now that Colin Kaepernick is getting all the public guys. Did you hear about they came to this man that was down with Colin Kaepernick. They didn't want Colin Kaepernick. For some reason, they didn't like him. But they wanted to pay him $100 million. And it's over a period of years to shut up and take it and not take it. And if I'm correct, don't quote me, I think they took it. I'm not sure. But it's like, okay, you can give me some money to shut up, talking about racism. And his thing with Colin Kaepernick is he may not get contract, but he's getting bigger picture. He's getting more endorsements, he's getting more money. And, you know, he's capitalizing on that. But what are you doing? I know he's doing a little bit, you know, donating and all that, but that could be part of the promotion. Because that, you know, promotions is my thing. So you got to add on to it. And so if you're promoting that you're going to take a knee, then you got to put other stuff out there that you're doing too. And he's doing that. So we do really have to pay attention because that's the first thing we see in the 1930s and 1940s were like any women. Black, when we had movie stars, we had our Lena Horne. As much as I love Lena Horne, and I'm not trying to play the race card, they classified them from the light to dark. So now he's a representation of the Black people. He don't speak for all of us. You understand? I'm not saying that. Yes, I'm glad it takes with our people. We got to have a celebrity stand attention, and then we're all in. We're all in. Well, maybe we stand up, or maybe we should fight against racism. Well, hell, goddamn it, you should have been. Can I cuss on here? I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
Sorry. Well, should be trying to be out here. You need them in out here from the get-go, but we gotta have, sometimes our people gotta wake up and see a celebrity doing to that, but I think it's more, like, as you say, it is more promotion. That's the hottest thing, racism, that's going on all over the country. So, you know, and lives are still being killed. People are still dying. People are still being profiled. It's nothing that has changed. It's just that more people are stepping in, but it hasn't changed the atmosphere at all.
And it won't change the atmosphere as long as we have the system of white supremacy in place. And all that was done, I respect those who wanted to partake in the boycott of the NFL. This is not an attack on those who decided to sit out for the season. I don't really care about sports myself. So, go ahead, do your thing. But what happened was, while people are speaking about boycotting the NFL, they're still speaking upon the what? The NFL, which brings forth still promotion and advertisement to that establishment. Period. That's all they wanted. When we look into the Dove campaign that just happened, when I believe it was a dark skinned sister and a white sister, something like that. When we speak in the terms of business, that was a good move, because what did they do? They played on the emotional nature of black people. And black people went into a hoopla about it. But they got to talking about the company. And business, in the business world, all publicity is good publicity. So what they did was played on the reactionary nature of the people. Same with Colin Kaepernick. I'm in the business world, family. I know about these things. And when you look in terms of marketing, you have what is called CSRs, corporate social responsibilities, which means your company, your brand takes on certain community aspects to donate to be involved in, so your company will have a good standing within the community. This is all legalities. This is all stuff that you can study. This is an agenda at play on every level. And even the NFL owners are not even really mad about what's going on, about the public stance against the national anthem. Why? Because the majority of people are still going to watch the games on Sunday, Monday, whenever it comes on. The majority of people, even if they're anti-NFL, are still speaking upon their feelings against the NFL. So the NFL is still a part of the conversation, whether you like it or not.
And extremists, they still trending. They are still trending.
So when we look into corporate social responsibilities, a lot of this stuff that you see that certain celebrities are involved with are not genuine. They are doing this so their brand has a good looking image amongst the people. Period. And we really need to knowledge is powerful. I try not to come from a conspiracy theorist type of avenue when I speak, because some of that, I just don't get into all that. I come from a knowledge base.
But you have to look at both coins, because it's like the same thing that we going through the thing. People are being accused of telling too much information and this and that, and then as soon as somebody wanted to see these other sisters, not sisters, because they were not sisters, well, it is some, but both the ones that started it originally, they're of another descent. They're not even a part of us, but now everybody wants to feel their blood. Their feelings out. When we talk about it, it's just like they're sleep. But when we get the celebrities involved, we're like, hey, well, maybe we should do it. So I agree with you on Trump, though. I'm glad that he is brutally honest and he's telling you, because now you see that everybody's not your friend. Because now they feel that they're comfortable talking about, because if you could be like that, I guess I could be friends like that. So they're okay with it.
So, a lot of our people.
I just don't.
Pardon self, Queen. Go ahead.
No. You go ahead, Queen. Go ahead.
I'm just, your statement about Trump makes me think of how our people were rocked to sleep under the Obama administration. They thought that we have a black president now, so racism is dead. No, with us having a black president, that only made the racism worse. Worse.
I always knew they was gonna go behind when they put him off. I always knew after he leaves office, whether he had 4 or 8 years, that they were gonna bring somebody in 20 times worse than they ever could imagine, and that's exactly what happened. And and they thought that okay, well, I was gonna do this to people. Well, I was gonna do that. No, honey. You think they would put somebody like that in power? You think they put somebody like Malcolm X in president?
Say that.
Do you think they put somebody like that president that we can't see? So they put a call me a young singer in there. He done told y'all where to go. You know, so we already knew what it was. You know, he came out of nowhere. We had a private conversation. He came out of nowhere. He was smoking at the Democratic election. You know, he was president. You know, it's just really weird how he came about. You know, not that he don't deserve it or not. We're not arguing that, but he needs to have the backbone to help our people.
No, we didn't.
You know, so that's what black folks, you know, they wanted y'all to go to sleep because they were going to prepare you for something that y'all didn't even imagine was going to happen. And this is what's happening. More killings are happening. More, you're seeing people being profiled, people being harassed, all these KKK rallies. And now they got KKK. They're not even in like no more. They in suits. They in suits and they in their little khaki jeans and they little trousers going to protest against it and don't care if you like it or not. We got it in Detroit. We got the number one anti-hate group in Michigan. The head of the anti-group, he's saying how many. So this has been, and we're in the north. So it doesn't matter where you're at. They don't care, you know, and they're going to send us people out to, you know, push that agenda so they can be the voice, so they can deter you away from the come and go, you know, because it's still division. It's going to always be division, you know, and I was one of those people that I was forced, and I did many videos about Kaepernick and stuff like that because I got on that bandwagon too. But my thing is, you can cut your TV off, but if you're not funding sponsors, that's money. So then they like, hey, wait a minute, you know, stuff like that. That's where I was like, are you going to just not watch TV? Because that has nothing to do with their ratings. If I want them Nielsen rating boxes in your house, it really doesn't make or break them. What makes to break them is to stop shopping with them, period. Continue to switch your money over to black dollars. Start buying black. Oh, well, black businesses are they may have some products that are manufactured for white people, but if you start spending their money, they can start making their own stuff. They can start finding other sectors besides the other influences. But we don't think that way, you know. So I know he took a tour. Kaepernick took a tour. He went to Africa, all went back to the motherland. And, you know, I'm trying to understand where did he get all this black culture. You know, he wasn't raised in the black family.
Exactly.
And that doesn't say he can't embrace it. But why overnight? I'm familiar. I'm with sports. I watch sports, so I'm familiar with Kaepernick. I've never seen him wear this shit. I never seen him sport a fro. I think he wore praise, if I remember. You know, but I never seen him get black conscious until he took that knee. So that's why I was like, I had to think about it, and I stopped talking about it because I'm like, you know, and why do you want to go back? Why are we boycotting? Why do you want to go back to NFL that don't give a damn about you? That's just like the same thing with these people boycotting these restaurants. Protesting these restaurants. Sure enough, you have a right to eat wherever you eat, but why do you want to eat where people don't want you? That's just the same thing as football. Why do you want to continue? Because the money's good. Why can't you put your money up and start your own? They get millions and millions of dollars. Why can't y'all start your own? Why couldn't Kaepernick? He got enough money to live the rest of his life without a job. That is true. Why not use them dollars to develop a league of your own?
Because Colin Kaepernick has been systemically put in a position to appease the masses on so many different levels. He's light skinned, so he's automatically going to be accepted by black people. Automatically, our black people are mentally conditioned and trained to look at those who are in a lighter type of skin than those who have more dark melanin. So you slap a light skinned boy out there, you put him in the afro, you throw up his black face, you got the perfect formula. That was the same thing that was done with Obama. Go find us a pretty old light skinned Negro who can speak well, who got good charisma, and there you go. The same formula is followed all the time. You know, and it's certain powers to be that influence these type of situations. So whether we think that these people are truly taking a stance for us, they're getting paid to do so. They're getting paid to do so. So it was put to the public, oh, he didn't get an NFL contract. Oh, the poor little light-skinned yellow boy is injustice, and he's standing against the national anthem. Colin Kaepernick is still getting money, family. Still getting money. And he gonna always get money. And why? And Crystal brought up a very powerful point. Why is he so upset to go back into the NFL? Wouldn't you want to stay away from that since they're publicizing the national anthem that you're so against? No. It's all a chess game, family. And we get so caught up in emotionalism and being reactionary that we don't see the moves as they have already been set out previously. All this stuff you're seeing is not nothing that has not been done before. It's nothing new under the sun. And our people get so stuck in their lower natures and their emotional selves that they fail to see that they get played over and over again with the same moves and the same narrative. The same narrative. Ain't nothing changed. And for the NFL still gonna make money. The Colin Kaepernick is making a loads of cash. She's sitting up here having meetings with Diddy and everything else. Like,
I seen that.
y'all don't really see what's going on. Y'all just find our people are still victims to the savior condition. We look to someone to save us, and since we've had this image of white Jesus pushed in our face repeatedly, which is programming our subconscious, we look at white people or even lighter skinned black people as a form of salvation.
We do.
As opposed to the average human being, well, not human being, pardon self, the average black person who ain't that light skinned. And this is not an anti-light skin conversation, because as I said before, I have light skinned people in my family. I don't even like the terminology because I don't promote colorism, but if we want to go there, a lot of our light-skinned brothers and sisters were true leaders. You got Huey P. You got Elijah Muhammad. You got so many other people that had lighter skin that were really about our people. So this is not that type of conversation. I'm just telling you how our people are mentally conditioned to identify with something that is lighter skin or even white skin as a form of hope for them. Because that's how we've been conditioned since the slave field. The oppressor, the slave master comes shoving the Bible in your face. You don't know how to read the language because it's foreign to you. And he tells you this is the picture of the person that they're talking about that's going to save you in this book. And this person looks nothing like them. And that condition has been passed down to generation to generation. That's why you see particular individuals in positions of power and they look certain type of ways. Come on now. It's not that hard to put two and two together. It's not.
It is for some of our people. It is. They looking for that great glory. They're not paying attention to nothing. All they need is, I need a leader, we need this, and then, instead of being a leader themselves, they want to make demands. I'm tired of making demands. We've been making demands since we left slavery. It is not going to work. You're not going to touch it. It's time to get your own. It's time. Yes, they bombed Black Wall Street. They did this. But it's really, technically, we are not the minority. We are the majority. But y'all want to believe, I want whatever they say to believe, but to believe is true. We are the majority. We need to unify and stop worrying about trying to go to Master's house, we bleed the same blood kind of crap. We need to learn how to unite one another and build our own. If they don't want you, why do you think they got? I believe a lot of people. Why do y'all understand why they have second Baptist? Why they have other kind, second Ebenezer or something like that? Because the first one wouldn't let y'all in, so they went and built their own. So why y'all can't do that with anything else? That doesn't make sense to me. Why should you banging on the door if they're not gonna open it up? You'll take somebody to crack you in. We'll let some of the upstanding people come in. You know, those light skinned, you know, different ones that we want you to be the face for us and speak for us. Now you seeing people like Jordan speaking. Now Jordan ain't never spoke out against it. Never. Now all of a sudden he's home.
Really?
Because Nike and them are being affected. They got a social responsibility. So now we want Jordan. We want you to go talk to your people. You know, so we gotta pay attention to all of that. Y'all still going to roster Jordan. We don't care if y'all not. He done said it's not his problem. Y'all people are not his problem. We don't care if y'all that. Y'all continue to feed into that crap. Y'all gotta stop feeding into the crap. That's the problem.
So we got Jordan, King Coon of all the coons, coming to speak out. You know, it's funny you speak upon him. He's one of the most biggest disgraces to our community ever, because he had so much skill, he had so much gift, so much talent. So the oppressive system, the system of white supremacy, got through to him because his mental was weak. So they planted their seed of them and his mental and turned him against his own people. So now he's putting these shoes out here that only take about $14 to manufacture, throw a $200 price tag on them. People spending their last money, they rent money, they food money, they clothes money, the baby's money, the child support money, all on these Jordans. And he also is invested in the prison system. So either way, he gonna get paid. Either way, you gonna see him. Either way, he's just a front man. All of these corporations have a front man, and it's usually a black front man to get through to the heart of the black people, so that they can keep on giving up that 1.1 to 1.3 trillion dollars. They always have a front man with a black face, and they already done conditioned this black face to think just like them. So now he's a white man in a black man's body. So he has no problem in putting stuff into your community to destroy you, because as long as your destruction is alive and well, whether it's mental destruction and spiritual destruction, he's going to get paid, and so is his team of white people that's around him are going to get paid. And you have to apply the same type of thinking to a Colin Kaepernick. He might be yellow, but he got a white man's personality up under that yellow skin. So he's going to shove certain things in your face to make you feel good, but he's going to be taking the money out your pockets all the whole time, and then white people he got around him going to be getting paid too.
That's just like his friend on the side. They that was offered this money. He's starting to speak up, you know, trying to take the money, but they're basically trying to find a reaction. Let's see if these black folks gonna follow. If they give me this $100 million, will they bow down, or let me give them a good speech? So we need to unite and be as one in the NFL. That's what they're about to do. Real talk. That's what they want you to do. Yeah, color has nothing, but they're gonna continue to make you sing that same racist song. You don't have. I mean, it should not even be in there, because the real talk, it wasn't originally. That song was never in the football game. They came out after. Players used to come out after, but because it was money into that, and that promoted United Service, military services, and all different kinds of things showing pride, they promoted that, and they paid those companies, those franchises, money for them to stand and sing it. So that's costing them money, because you're not singing the song, you don't get paid. A lot of people don't know that. So do you think they're going to let that keep going on? So even if they do pay, they're giving you some hush money, so you're going to stand up there and sing the same song? Y'all should have been stopped singing it in school, because I know I did. I haven't sung it since I was 12 years old at all. I ain't have to take a knee. Not one. Because I don't know if I was too young to understand, but I'm like, do you listen to what the words say? Older than me, you're not realizing what these words say. That doesn't make any sense. Why does it have to take a Kaepernick to tell you that song was racist? Y'all didn't pay attention to the words, y'all just sung along.
The same thing that is done with religion and in politics. People just do things because it's what the social norm seems to be acceptable. My
If it got a nice beat, they're gonna listen to it. They ain't listen to the words. Just like a couple of songs and Ricky, another artist, cocaine in the membrane. What?
mm,
None of the songs. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I rewinded. Oh no, I can't listen to that.
it's even
I
with
said cocaine in the
it's,
huh?
it's even with the rapper that little gay rapper now who says he doesn't
Yeah.
identify with gender. Slim Thug, young whatever his name is. He speaks about being gay on one of his songs. You have to slow the lyrics down and listen to what he's saying because he doing that mumble rap. But he's speaking
Mm-hmm.
about being gay, and our babies are singing this. Just like the song Molly Percocet. You got Molly's and Percocets are drugs. Okay, family.
Mm-hmm.
Percocets have hydrocodone in it, and Molly has MMA or whatever it is in there, and there's a combination of many different chemicals within Molly, and it's on public radio, and you have little children that are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old run around singing Molly Percocet. This is the climate that we live in. Hold on. Yeah, my daughter is talking her, so she agrees. Uh, I don't let them listen to any of that. They know nothing of it. So I try to be mindful when they're around to even speak of it. Like my 6-year-old, she doesn't know the so-called national anthem because I homeschool her. She will never know it. I will not poison her in that fashion. We get excited when certain celebrities take a public stance to get things, but we should already been hip to this and applied it within our household from day one. From day one, family, especially those who claim to have some type of knowledge of self in whatever school of thought that you prescribe to, because there are many. I don't really go into the attacking of that, but if you claim to know that our lineage begins before slavery and you have certain sciences that you have studied beyond that, then you should already be applying this stuff to your home. Whatever you seeing on TV, it shouldn't even affect you like that, for real. You're right. Because the world is a stage and everybody playing their part.
And I told my daughter at a young age about that song. I told her that I didn't sing it in school, middle school. I was in the choir. And I told my teacher told me don't sing it. Just don't sing it. And now I thank her for that, because she could have made me sing it, because I was required to sing it. But she told me don't sing it. She didn't ask me, but I told my daughter, not knowing she was going to be in, and this was before Kaepernick situation. That's why I laugh about it. She was in the 8th grade, and her and her friends stood there and didn't sing it. They didn't get on one knee, they just didn't sing it. And they would call down to the office, and they asked, was she a Jehovah's Witness? And she was like, no. And she telling me all this, and I had a fit. I'm going to text the principal. I have a question, my daughter. You called me an ass. Even though I didn't know she was doing it. I didn't even, because I grew up in DPS, they really didn't do it. The school I went to was a Coleman A. Young Elementary. That was a culture around blackness. So we didn't sing stuff like that. And shout out to the principal, Ms. White. She didn't partake in that. Now, I give her that. So, but my daughter didn't sing, and she wanted to question her and ask her that. And I said she's not going to sing it. If she doesn't want to sing it, she does not going to sing it. But don't question what she believes in. And ask her questions on why she's not going to sing it. Ask her mom. And never had a problem ever since. But we do have to educate our kids at a young age to pay attention to things. My daughter talk about it. She don't even watch TV. I don't got cable. I have I live in a family household. They have cable upstairs and some other parts of the house, but in our most part in our room, because I really don't watch TV and I don't sleep TV or anything like that. My daughter knows she don't watch TV. She do homework. She go to her little cheer at school and do her activities and walk up home. She told me she don't know what anything comes on. And even when stuff come on, like stuff like Empire, she don't watch it. She's downstairs doing her work. So we got to get our kids off of these and explain what's going on with Kaepernick and what's going on and how people will benefit off of the move. They will pimp the move. It's been done over and over again. People will sit up there and wear the Black Panther party and don't know what the Black Panther party is about. They don't know that. They don't know about Malcolm. They don't know the walk that Malcolm X went through. People didn't even like him. You understand me? They glorify him like Jesus Christ, but a lot of people can't. My dad told that. And it's very, and I add to, it's very important to listen to your elders because you'll learn history and you'll see how it results into today's time. They didn't, anybody that comes up or try to speak up, they're not going to like it. And then you got these fake people that want to play these games like they for you and they not for you. So you got to pay attention to a lot of things, and there's more than one thing you got to pay. You just got to be alert. But, you just getting on the bandwagon. We all, myself included, but we just have to pay attention and sit there and watch stuff unfold because it'll start opening up. Because I was like that. I was with the Kaepernick-Friend, but it did make me not want to get on these sponsors that sponsor the NFL. It really opened me up with that. So it was a lesson, stop messing with all these sponsors. Stop buying that. Start getting into more. And that's probably why I do black-owned business promotions, because all I hear is we don't have black-owned businesses. And we do. And they're not out here or there isn't any good. So we're going to promote them because, instead of buying Jordan, start buying the guy. Start buying Santa shoes or stuff. It's really not. It's a lot of good athletic players out there that's black-owned, but y'all don't partake in it. Y'all want to be fashionably correct. Just like Kaepernick. He's fashionably correct right now. Y'all. He's hot. Pretty. I don't want the brothers, the Wesley Snipes looking kind of brothers, these guru brothers that look good, beautiful. Y'all don't, in y'all mind, y'all still conditions that light is bright and black is black. It's a prime suspect.
Yep.
We always think that. Why? And that's still playing into that colorism. Because like Queen said, we all got like people in our family. It's not an issue. My dad's like complexion. My children are like complexion. And one of them come from a brown skinned brother. So, we produce all colors no matter what. But we got to start paying attention. We got to start looking at it.
Yes, we do. I'm thinking of Colin Kaepernick and him being biracial and having that identity crisis already. And it's not no disrespect to my biracial counterparts. My mother was a biracial woman, so there is no way I could disrespect that. But there's an internal and a genetic identity crisis going on within him that he can't even solely make a full decision on which race, quote unquote, that he wants to identify with the most because he's internally confused. So he's going to identify with the white side of his family more. Now he's now getting this culture about him, but I'm really questioning, the sincerity of it, because there is a dollar amount attached to him. When you see a black fist raised on the cover of GQ magazine, you should automatically know at that point that all bets are off. When you see somebody dressed in a Panther outfit on GQ magazine, all bets are off. They have infiltrated the movement through people like Kaepernick. You wouldn't catch no Huey P. Newton or no Bobby Seale or any one of them individuals dead on GQ magazine. You wouldn't. So you have to watch the movements of people and sincerely watch them. Watch them with your third eye, as people say. People were so excited. GQ is finally catching on. No, GQ was making some money off of your oppression.
Yeah.
GQ don't care about the oppression in the hood. They never have. But what they did was a genius marketing move, because now they got the crossover audience. They done buried themselves deep within the struggle of black people, and they're going to take your money by any means necessary. And we got people up here cheering like this is a good situation. Don't you know the revolution is not going to be televised? So all the stuff you see on the media, the most evil devil in America, is perpetuated to their benefit. Always have been, always will be. So people like Kaepernick will never be genuine nor sincere to me because his movements wouldn't even be publicly documented. If that was the case,
Right.
He's making sure he's on camera every time, everywhere, even during a sacred trip back home to Africa, you all on the camera. Really? Really? I find that very much a disgrace to our motherland for this Negro to call himself taking a pilgrimage back home and he got the camera everywhere.
Oh, so he was taking Shahada?
He wasn't really taking Shahada. He was over there. I said pilgrimage, but just a trip home to the motherland.
Wow.
He didn't make the trip to Mecca or anything like that. He just went to Africa.
Oh, okay.
He was dressed in African garb and in front of the waterfall and surrounded by our people and all this and that. Cry me a river, Colin. What I would have respected more, as opposed to him publicizing his Africa trip, is him going to one of these very much oppressed cities like Detroit, New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and going and get an elementary school full of oppressed children and sponsoring their trips to Africa. Because you got the money. That's real love for the community. That's real love. Or even taking that money because it costs anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 to $3,000 to get to Africa. You could have took $100,000 and got housing situated within the community for some of these black children who are struggling and suffering. So this whole taking the knee is nothing but getting these corporations more rich than they already are, getting him rich the more than they already are, and they ain't doing nothing for the community, but the community steady trying to give a standing ovation to this Negro who ain't about nothing for real. Anybody can throw an afro on. Anybody can wear a dashiki. Y'all need to quit romanticizing these quote unquote celebrities like they actually give a damn about you and your livelihood, because they don't. They're rich.
Right.
And that's all they're interested in, is keeping their pockets fatter and keeping your pockets steady coming into theirs. That's all they're interested in. You have anything else you'd like to add on, Queen?
Just said that we need to keep watching, keep paying attention. Everybody is not your friend. You need to watch how people move. Make sure you know if they're friend or foe. Keep watching them. If you're not sure, just pay attention. That's all I can really say. Just focus on what's going on. Are they sincere? And then look at the before and after. And not to say can't nobody just get on the bandwagon and say, okay, with my people. But with him, he's like raised in African American. He never experienced social injustice, of anything that has happened to our people. And not to say it can't move you, but I just don't buy into the okie doke right away. Pay attention. That's all I got, Queen.
Indeed. So, would you, before we wrap up, would you like to tell the family where they can contact you for everything that you have going on and the services that you provide?
Oh, yes, definitely. You can reach me at the Black Economic Exchange Group on Instagram and Facebook, and then I also have the Black Economic Exchange Group talk show coming in 2018. If you are a business, I do social network management, which means we want to make sure that you're out here. We want the world to know about you. We need to get more people knowing about you. So if you're interested in any marketing skills for the social network, for Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, I'm your girl. So, and we do promotions to events. If you want us to come and show out for your event or promote your event, I am there. So definitely inbox me. And you also can reach me at the Black Economic Truth at gmail.com.
Absolutely. And family, recently, um, I went through a great period in my life where my mother did transition 3 weeks ago. So I'm just now getting back into the swing of things, and that's why Get This Wisdom Live was on a brief hiatus. So I definitely dedicate this show, every show that I've done, and every show that I will do, in honor and memory of my mother. And I thank you all for tuning in tonight. I hope that we weren't too powerful for you with the delivery of our message, but the point remains the same. We have to look deeper and don't look to the world for your answers. Look within self, look within the people around you. These celebrities are paid to do the job. They're paid to entertain. So, just keep that in mind when you see certain individuals doing certain things with that may seem to benefit the community, but in actuality it doesn't. And with that being said, this is Shakti Sterner. I'm also the editor in chief of Get This Wisdom magazine. You can support all of our previous issues, including our special collector's edition with David Banner on the cover at www.getthiswisdommagazine.com. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and all of those different things. Facebook, Get This Wisdom magazine. Type it in your search engine and it will pop right up. Our next issue is our Black Power Music Edition, Volume 2. We'll be releasing that in January with the powerful Tahir RBG on the cover. So be looking out for that. And until next time, family, peace, love, and Black Power.